This week marks the first anniversary of Donald Trump's election to the presidency. CBS News chief Washington correspondent and Face the Nation anchor John Dickerson met some of the president's supporters in New Hampshire. He talked with them about Mr. Trump's performance. A group of 3 men and 3 women range in ages from 26 to 82 years old. They all voted for Mr. Trump last November. 2 identify as Republicans, while the others say they are independents. They spoke with John at the Foundry restaurant in Manchester about the changes the president has made in the country and their community.
It's been 1 year since Donald Trump was elected president. Who here, by show of hands, thinks the country is doing better now than it was a year ago? All 6 of you. Yes. All right. Peter, what makes you think the country's better off after a year of Donald Trump as president?
Well, the economy is certainly a big thing. It was nice to see the economy jump a little bit from the end of Obama's presidency. It seems like a lot of that is just coming from promises that Trump is making. Like he's saying, I'm going to make things better for business. I'm going to lower corporate tax rates. So that builds enthusiasm. So companies seem like they're more willing to invest in the future.
I agree with everything that Peter just said. I think that we're fiscally, we're doing better financially. The stock market's going up, but I also think that it's because a lot of things that haven't been put into place yet, like the tax reform.
Terry, what do you feel about people who are in Congress? Should they work for their constituents or work for Donald Trump, if they're Republicans?
They ought to follow their party platform, and from whatever stems from that. We have a majority, or the GOP has a majority in Congress, Senate, and the presidency, and they're not working together, and it's shameful.
Do you think President Trump has helped foster a sense of community in America, or?
Oh, he's made it much worse.
In the past, presidents have brought nations together. Why is President Trump, why can't he do that?
Like, he just will lie or like make things up for the effect it has on other people. That's not a way that a good person will live their life.
Does the president tell the truth, and if he doesn't, does that bother you?
It does bother me, and it is very frustrating. It's one of the big knocks on the president is that he can't seem to keep his ego in check and keep the lies under control. He needs to act presidential and step it up.
You voted for him. Is your vote up in the air now?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
John Dickerson is with us now. This is fascinating. How would you sum up where they are?
Well, they are behind the president in a way that I've not seen in politics. It's not just he's our guy, but the message the president is sending out there about the economy, about what he's done in office on regulations, they have internalized. They have some complaints about him, but it's not just boosterism. It's actual belief in what he is promoting, specifically with respect to things like tax cuts, where they have heard what he's saying and can repeat it, and therefore it makes their support more durable as they hear criticisms from elites, from the press, from Democrats, even from other Republicans.
Is there a difference between those who support Trump because of style and culture, because of the finger at the establishment, and those who find that the policies that he talks about, tax reform, how he feels about immigrants and other issues, are those that they fervently feel passionate about?
There's a connection. They had that first gut-level connection with him, basically. He's our guy. He's going to punch the establishment in the nose. But then when you ask them about policy, about the economy, about what he's done well, what they think about Congress, they've connected to what he's saying at a policy level. There may be debate about the specific policy views they hold, but they are not just making that cultural connection and then dropping it there. They're still with him as he makes the case for various pieces of policy.
I like Charlie's word there, that this group is fascinating, because you said that you see supporters saying, yeah, he lies, he makes things up, he needs to be more presidential, yet he's still our guy. On the other hand, you have the approval rating. He has the lowest approval rating of any president at any time. How do you explain the difference between, how big is this core group of people who support Donald Trump and others who say, look, he's doing a bad job?
Well, it's big and important in the controlling party, in the party that controls Congress and the White House right now. So in the country, and this is the tension Republicans are fighting with, and we saw it this week in the election, is they have a party in which the president has a very strong relationship with his core, and that core has a very low opinion about Congress. And they are the ones who vote in off-year elections, and so they're going to matter in the elections of 2018. And so people in the Republican Party can't distance themselves from this core. On the other hand, this core does not represent the entire country. And in in fact, the behavior of the president that excites some of his core supporters has also, we saw this week in Virginia, excited the other team and kept them not only turning out on election day, but getting people to run for office. And that's the tension in the Republican Party right now. But when you talk to these voters, particularly if you're in Congress, you have to worry.
You can't underestimate how happy they are with the economy, though.
Oh, my gosh. They're all very happy, even if they say it doesn't directly affect them. They love the fact that the market's doing well.
Right.
Thank you, John Dickerson. You can see more of the focus group Sunday morning on Face the Nation. Plus, John speaks with independent Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders and Republican Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina. That's Sunday on CBS.